toward to the computer and find me. Where am I? Show self view. Here's me. Okay. We're on. We're recording. We're ready for this. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to 7 Minute Demos. My name's Liz, and this is one of my favorite things to do every single month because I love seeing new technology and all the changes that have come to old technology too. Sometimes we like to bring back some folks because they've got some new things or they got some feedback and they've updated it. But I truly love getting demos of products. But if I took a demo from every single person who DMs me on LinkedIn, I would do nothing else with my time. So we created this 7 minute demos because also at about the 7 minute mark, when I'm getting a demo, my eyelids get really droopy. So I gave everybody 7 minutes to show us the best of what you've got. And then I have 3 minutes to ask you all the questions. We have the rest of the peanut gallery here who gets to watch your demo as well. They can drop questions in the chat for me to moderate. And then once we get through all 4 of our tech demos, then we can go in and open it up to additional questions if there are any. So I will continue to let people in through the wait room. I'll keep an eye on that, but I'm going to start with our first contestant. And Brad with CrowdComms has already volunteered to go first and be our first victim. The entire office is betting against Brad. They do not believe he can do this in 7 minutes. So I have my timer ready, and we're going to see how this goes. Brad, who are you, and what is CrowdComms?
Looks like I first need permission to share
You
my.
can now share. It is all you.
Thank you. Let me make sure here. Great. What is CrowdComms? Thank you very much, Liz. I'm excited. And can everyone see my screen? You
Yes,
should
got
be
it.
seeing CrowdComms. So, CrowdComms is truly an event management platform. How is it different? Basically, it's been around since 2011 in England. And last May, we expanded across the US. So, we put localized resources, our equipment, set up program management, everything here. So, when in doing that, why did we do that? Because we said there is an opportunity in the US to compete, to elevate with curated experiences in a much better way through the platform. But first, let me just mention, we do offer everything from web builder registration, very tailored registration, all the way through our own badging kiosks, on-site check-in, lead retrieval, and data analytics end-to-end. So all of that is the same. We even offer our own filming services, if you like, for virtual, and then either turnkey all the way down to self-service options when it comes to it. But what are we really trying to do? We feel engagement over just attendance is very important. We feel tailored experiences over just the blah registration. In fact, we don't, I get calls every day saying, can you show me your registration? I'm like, it's not about registration. It's about how do you really elevate the attendee journey? And then also, how do you use data to prove the worth of your event to your client? And it starts oftentimes with really how you are how you are displaying your brand from the get-go. And here are just some different examples of how brand forward is what we like to call our site. Perfect example, you could personalize the welcome. So you engage people right away in registration or mobile app. You carry forward the brand that companies are spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to create on their public facing site into their events. Now, let me go back to one of these and just show you how clean and crisp the registration is. Number one, I can go in and create a registration, but CrowdComms also believes in neuroscience in a big way. So we give the attendees the ability to structure their participation in your event however they are best to consume the information. If they want to register question by question, they can format it that way. I've never seen this on any other sites, to be honest. If they want to do it page by page, our system automatically configures this. And then as you could tell, it's a very clean look and feel, even when it comes to stack ranking interest. Couple of things for personalization. Number one, unlimited groupings allow you to personalize the experience because Liz, you could be in 100 different groups, so we could tailor that communication. In addition, we offer unlimited event tagging. Why is that important? Let me show you on one of our mobile apps. This particular feature was something that we asked all of our attendees last year, all of our clients last year, what was the best enhancement we rolled out? And it was this matchmaking. Why? We all go to events to meet new people, share common interests, meet people with different interests, network, but no one does it well. It's happenstance. What we did is we said we want intentionality. So what I'm going to do is based on interests that I selected during registration, or I can add here, it empowers me as the attendee to then say, I want different or I want common interests that I want to match make with. I want the same profession or different professions. Think of this, even if you're looking for any type of, if you're new to the industry or if you're experienced in the industry, you can slide this. Then you can enrich the data with your LinkedIn. Now our engine is actually running this, and it can be run multiple times because it's iterative during an event. Now we're prescribing to you, proactively prescriptive, who you should meet, but we don't stop there. We give you the tools to swap a digital business card, view their profile, schedule a message, or well, not schedule, chat directly, schedule a meeting based on mutual available times, and join their LinkedIn. So this is, I believe, the state of the art when it comes to matchmaking around events. Gamification, everyone has gamification, but do you always have the ability to literally establish your own criteria and your own point scale for gamification? Event feeds. Everyone says, oh yeah, everyone has event feeds. Well, yeah, that's kind of like a social feed, but do you have event feeds built in by topic or interest area? Again, this is where we're elevating the opportunities for your attendees at every step of the process. Even when it comes to digital business card, everyone gets a digital business card. They get to select how they want theirs designed, what information they want included. If you're CEO and you just want to put CEO, or if you're Brad Langley and want to put your email, your phone number, your child's birthday, whatever you want, then you can also exchange digital business cards. So with CrowdComms, this all comes standard, just like URL masking comes standard, because we feel real engagement versus vanity metrics is very important. We also feel personalization is important, whether it's from the first moment I'm exposed to a webinar series, all the way through matchmaking, all the way through lead retrieval. You talk about lead capture, we give people the ability as a sponsor to set up how they want to score leads. We also enrich this by giving them a tool to say, my typical lead is worth this much at this show. My typical conversion rate's this. Walking away from every day of the show, they could say, we drove probably $500,000 or $600,000 worth of new revenue. So we don't wait till after the show's over to drive analytics. We do it during the event itself to help them. Now, last thing I do want to show is the back end of the platform, because you'll see how easy it is to build this out. We have people that come on within 5 to 7 days and are launching their first event site. 5 to 7 days. I've been with other companies where it was 8 weeks, but that's because this is so intuitive. You, on the left side menu, you've got your options. Then you can go in, you could do your branding. So literally the transition is easy for any user of any experience level. Finally, I do want to mention that when it comes to partnering, we're very strong in that regard. We believe that SaaS companies do a poor job of supporting their users. That's why we actually have more support people on our staff than we actually have developers. And yet we are very efficient when it comes to developing.
Okay,
so Liz, how
you 30 seconds over, but you did good. We're just going into our Q&A time. So my first question, tell me about translations do you have any built into the system when I'm building out a reg site?
So we have over 30 different languages translated in the platform for standard system fields,
And I just toggle down and say, I want the whole thing in French.
Yep, exactly.
Okay. And then
you can do custom translations and upload them via Excel for the custom language fields.
Okay. And then having lead scoring or lead capture in here, I'm trying to just wrap my head around it because obviously, if I have my own conference, I'm going to have this tool and this app and all the things. And the lead scoring or lead capture, would that be for exhibitors to
Yeah.
use? Okay.
That is normally for exhibitors. Um, and that was an interesting sound.
You're probably like, where's that coming
Oh,
from? Is that you, Arthur?
hopefully not a restroom. But that said, yes, normally for exhibitors. One of the nice things about CrowdComs is you don't have to buy it all. So we're very modular. Some people are locked into registration contracts, but they love our mobile app. So they're like, okay, I just want to do the mobile app.
Oh,
Some
okay.
people use it then. I had one customer start out with mobile app, ended up moving 5 different tools into ours because they said, wow, each of these tools elevates the experience.
And then when I just want to go back to the lead scoring because I think that's interesting. So you can put in parameters in there when you're scanning people. So if an exhibitor is using the lead capture tool, they can create their own lead scoring so that when they're scanning
Yes.
people, or is it like global for the conference?
So each exhibitor can create their own lead scoring criteria.
Wow.
It
Okay.
could be on a scale of 1 to 10. It could be hot, mild, cold. It could be, there's another parameter, whatever you want to do it, like follow up immediately versus nurture. So
Mhm.
they can do that and they could take notes as part of that lead scoring. And then they can, obviously print it all out after if they would like afterwards.
Okay. And then for the matchmaking and for all the contacts in there, can you export contacts that you've connected with, or how does that contract contact request
Yes,
work?
you most certainly can. You can export contacts just with a click of a button.
Amazing.
And here's some of and this is where I feel it really comes home is we have all sorts of analytics that help the planner justify the event and really, completed meetings, pending meetings, all of that. And what we're doing right now is we already have some of this in very visual dashboards. We're taking this up a notch and really elevating those visual dashboards um, for our clients. So, I mean, and as you can tell, you can configure the page however you'd like for the report you want. I mean, it's all about data,
That's
frankly, and
awesome.
how to translate the data for your execs and
And then my very
stakeholders.
last question is this event by event pricing, or is it like inter SaaS for the month or the year, or how does that work?
That's the best part about CrowdComs. We could do event by event pricing. We could do annual agreements. I just signed a 3-year agreement. So we offer an incentive for longer term agreements, but
Sure.
there are many times that I've got clients say, look, I don't want to, I'm getting burned by registration contracts. Just give me an event price, no problem.
Awesome. Amazing. And then it's best for live events, virtual events, both, all of the above.
Both event technology, live actually, our event tech world actually this past year, December 2025, named us the best hybrid
Wow.
technology, event management technology out there right now.
Very good.
So we were excited about that. So it's both hybrid as well as in person. And then, like I said, we also offer our own kiosks that are really digital signage. I had one customer that was able to secure a new sponsor for $20,000 simply because of our digital kiosks and the signage
That's
that they
amazing.
could do after badge printing. So it can serve as a revenue source.
Well done, Brad. This was awesome. Really appreciate your 7-minute demo and our time to ask questions. And if there are more questions, you guys can drop them in the chat, or if we have time at the end, we can come back to Brad with any others. And then, of course, all of Brad's contact info will be available to all of us, and you can find him in the Slack channel and on LinkedIn. Thanks, Brad.
Thank you.
That was awesome. All right. Arthur, are you ready to go next?
I'm ready. And
Let's
that
do
sound
this.
wasn't me. I don't know what that was. It wasn't me. My mic was off.
You're good. You're all good. All right, Brad, you got to stop sharing. I'm going to stop. Okay. All right, Arthur, who are you and what would you say you do here?
What's up, guys? I am Arthur, today representing Content Sidekick.ai. And is my time started, or
Your time
were
has
we just
started.
bantering?
Let's go.
Okay, let me just put my timer on here so I can keep track. So just let me start now. Okay. Hello, everybody. I'm Arthur with Content Sidekick, and I created this agentic AI content engine really to solve a problem for myself. And that is that I have several different businesses. I have multiple social media accounts, different brands. I promote different services, and the time it takes to create the content is just, it eats into the time I should be working on my business. And so I created Content Sidekick to help me. I have my camera roll, and you guys can probably identify this, but you got a camera roll full of behind the scenes footage, pictures, you at your job, selfies, so much content that you just are not posting online because you just don't have the time to do it. And that is the problem that Content Sidekick solves. So how does it work? Well, I'm going to show you. So basically, Content Sidekick learns everything about you and your brand. So when you first log in, you're going to want to do this onboarding setup wizard and give it as much information as you can, your website, your socials, other links, other sites that you like and you're inspired by. And it will analyze your brand, your voice, and it'll create an entire profile on you. So it knows everything about you that you tell it. And so I've already done that. So I'm just going to skip that for now. Okay. So here's the dashboard. Okay. So now how do you get rid of all those photos in your camera roll and videos and turn them into amazing content for every platform in just a couple seconds? So I'll show you. So obviously you can just drag and drop any picture you want in here. You can't see my download thing, but let's just say I'm going to, why don't I drag a photo in here? Sorry, let me try this. Or actually, I'll do this. You can't see it, but I'm just going to upload this photo here. Okay, there you go. It's uploading. Okay, so there's a photo. This is from a band that I work with, You Request Live. People are at the kiosks and they're making requests from the band. Theoretically, it should know that about me already. So I'm just going to select this. I'm going to create a post. I'm going to select my platforms, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, Facebook X. It has all of them, but for speed's sake, I'm just going to pick 2. Then you can choose different variations. So you can have multiple variations for each platform if you want to have some variety to choose from. And then you can add some special instructions. So, my training knows that I have multiple businesses, what they are, what they do. I might just say, this one's about You Request Live. Or I can choose from one of our hundreds of frameworks and post suggestions like before and after, quick tip, ratio bait, predictions, what if. That one's inspired by Liz with her what if posts, data driven, and you can give it as much or as little information as you want to. I'm just going to say here for this one.
And Arthur, your whole view got real fuzzy for me. I don't know if it did for anybody else, but we can't actually read any of the stuff that is up there.
It got fuzzy for you?
Yes.
Okay.
I've tried it with and without my glasses.
Okay, hang on a sec. Let me try this.
I think the script is just really tiny.
Well, it looks like, because even Arthur's fuzzy.
Yeah.
Is that any better?
Right.
No.
That's odd.
Can you increase the font?
Stand by. Stand by. Stand by.
Much better. Thank you.
That?
Yep.
Okay. Good. All right. You won't see me, but that's okay. Okay. So I'm just going to say create a post about You Request Live and the interactivity. Interactivity. Okay. That's it. So I've selected 2 posts. One here is just a picture of the kiosk here with someone making a request, and then these ones here. So I'm going to go ahead and generate that content. And now the agents go to work. So up here, you can see my mouse, yeah?
Yes, all good.
Okay, so yeah, you can see there's a project management agent and there's a vision agent which analyzes the picture. So it can see everything that's in the picture, it can read text, it can read data, and it passes on that information to the strategy agent, which ties that image to your brand context and your business context. And then it passes it over to the specific platform agents, which create the copy, optimized for each platform. So now I can see that this picture, it's already created a post for Instagram. It's got hashtags. So, you know what kills me? Planners drop 15K on a band and still watch half the room drift to the bar by song 3. This screen changes that math completely. So it's, this is like kind of my vibe. Here's what nobody tells you about engagement at corporate events. You can't manufacture with ice sculptures or gift bags, but you can trigger it by letting 400 people hold the set list in their hands. So this is all customized. It's writing the content. It knows me. I'm going to check out this post here. Instagram. So here's a different post. See these 2 guests leaning in to the screen together. So it knows what's happening in the picture already, right? That's not antisocial tech behavior. That's collaboration happening in real time. And I just literally make a post about your request live and interactivity. And it wrote all this stuff. I've watched this play out hundreds of times with your request live. You hand guess the ability to choose what song plays next or vote on the evening's direction. So it really has a lot of context. And then I can just save that to my library, or I can regenerate it with a different framework or with different instructions. So I've already got a bunch of them saved to my library. So now I've got all these different posts saved in my library to post later. I can, filter them by platform, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok. And I can also edit the photo. So let's say I have, let's find a picture. This is a picture here, okay, which I actually created with Content Sidekick. So now I can just open this picture.
They're like little baby glitchies. They're so cute.
Yeah, this is actually inspired by Glitch. Can talk about that after. But so now I can just say, make the robots purple and make the title metallic and 3D. Okay, and I'm just going to generate that, and then within 30 seconds, it's going to completely edit the photo based on the prompt I gave it. So you can imagine, you can use this for ads, Facebook ads. You can use it for just your general copy. You can use it for, proposals. You can create images for basically anything with Content Sidekick.
Okay, so we're on to the question portion of your time. So while this
okay, shucks. All right.
While it's going, I'll just keep asking questions. So is it only for static posts?
I went way too fast.
Reels and stories?
It does reels and stories. It does video. It does captions. It does smart editing. I need to work on my 7-minute. There you go. So here's the.
Wow.
Okay, so it transformed that. So yes, you can create videos. Like here's a video that I uploaded. So you can actually upload videos and it'll watch the video, transcribe it, and understand what's happening in the video and create posts about it. Or
I haven't tried that
you can turn this image into a video with all these different AI models. You got Google VO3, Sora, Kling, Minimax, all these different amazing AI platforms. You can see here if I go to my library. If I go to I can show you, these are videos created with Content Sidekick. So for example, this video was made with Content Sidekick from an image, right?
Wow.
So it's got,
does it also let you schedule or auto post?
Building tomorrow, today. Manual content management across platforms is dead.
Not yet. So right now, the way it works is once you have a post that you like, you add it to your queue, or you can just literally just copy the entire post like this,
Okay.
or you can share it, and it'll just literally open LinkedIn. It copies the post to your clipboard, so you don't really need to do anything. You just press the button, and then you just paste it in, and there's your post, right? And then you can download your image like that, right?
Okay.
Or you just add it to the queue, and then you have a queue here of all your posts, and then you can, same idea, you can just post
Oh,
them directly. You can copy the post, you can download the image, but scheduling and auto posting, like for sure, is in the pipeline. We are right now like in the sort of pre-launch state. So we're actually looking for people like yourselves, beta testers, people who have events coming up. They want to promote their events. People who want to, up their social media game. We have, about 30 beta testers right now. We're looking to up that. So before we launch in a month or two.
okay.
So
Well, then the $64,000 question. Credits, cost, how's it work?
right now it's free. If you're a beta tester, you get access to everything at no cost. It's like incredible value that people don't realize what I'm offering in this beta program. But the plans are going to start as low as $29 a month.
Okay.
You'll get like 120 credits, and one post is a credit. So
Okay.
you could literally create 120 posts for $30. The video, creating the video is a little bit more, like the video models are more expensive. So depending, you can make a 5-second video, a 8-second video, a 10 or 12-second video. So the cost per video is slightly different based on the model and the length, but anywhere from like 8 to 12 credits. I mean, Google VO3 is like, it's expensive. It's like, 20 credits or something to make a 12-second video. But it looks amazing. And you can produce an entire commercial, for, $50 or $20 or whatever using Google VO3. And then over here, you can also add captions. So you can upload your videos, and then it automatically adds captions to them.
Wow.
Okay, and you can edit it with AI. So when you get your captions, you can decide, okay, I want a 30-second, 60-second, 90-second, or the full clip. It'll cut out the silences, add transitions, add sound effects. So it's sort of like Opus Clips, Descript, you already built in there. So it kind of takes, ChatGPT, Canva, Opus Clips, and combines it into one cohesive platform where you can create a month's worth of content in just a few clicks.
All I can say is this is super cool and we're doomed. This is amazing. Thank you, Arthur.
No,
Okay.
you're not doomed. No, you're gonna kill it with this, right? You're gonna expand your network. You're gonna grow your position as a thought leader. You're gonna get more business. So you're not doomed. You're not doomed.
Mary has a real quick question here. Do you have privacy or security agents that are protecting imported content and preventing third-party tools from using to train their other AIs?
I mean, whatever because it does, we don't have a proprietary model. We're using existing models. So when you use those models, you're bound
Got
by
it.
their
So whatever
security.
is powering it in the background.
So if, we have Chinese models available. Maybe you don't want to use a Chinese model because you don't know what the security is, and you prefer to go with something like a Google or whatever. But that's how privacy and security works. I mean, we have privacy and security for our own users' data and their profile information and passwords and all that kind of stuff, but we don't control the AI models.
Okay. Awesome, Arthur. This is absolutely incredible. And I need to get back in there and start playing even more with it. It's unbelievable. I know that the Club Ichi team, that Betsy has been using this as well. So yay, very cool. And you can all find Arthur in the Slack channel and in Circle and online and all the things. And we'll drop all your info in. Thanks, Arthur.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, David, how do you feel? Are you confident and ready to give yours a shot now?
Yes, let's go for it.
All right, so David hit me up with really good timing, asking me if I want to do a demo of his tool yesterday, right at the moment that somebody backed out of doing a 7-minute demo. And I was like, come on here and demo it to all of us. So tell us about yourself and what this is we're about to see, David.
Yes. Well, first of all, thank you so much for allowing me to do this. I am new to all of you guys, so I put all my information in the chat so you can check me out. I am a digital veteran in the news media space, but I've been producing events for the news media space for about 20 years, a little bit more than 20 years, and I've done a lot of different types of events. What I want to share with you today is something that I created out of that because it was just it was just driving me crazy that we couldn't find an app or a really a good app to actually do special offers for our exhibitors. And our exhibitors kept complaining all the time about our apps and our websites, and nobody was using them. So I want to say thank you to Liz. Liz, I'm sharing my screen. I hope everybody can see it.
We can, looks good.
All right, good. So I want to say thanks for Liz for doing this and the club for letting me in there. I'm going to stay on time. Again, I'm David Knight. My product that I created is called Smart Specials. Smart Specials is really a new way to do exhibitor. Excuse me, I'm trying to get rid of this thing here. Can I minimize it? There we go. Okay. So Smart Specials is really a new way to do exhibitor special offers. There's no code, there's no cookies, there's no data or privacy concerns, there's no web tech. But what we really did was we researched for about 2.5, almost 3 years, what attendees wanted and what exhibitors wanted. And what they really told us is they wanted special offers that really utilized the smartphone, that a lot of them were really just going to the mobile website, but it wasn't really giving them what they needed. So I went back and I worked on this and I created the smartphone action special offer. And what it is, it's a behavior-based interactive page that has everything that attendees need, and it actually is customized to the exhibitor's goals for that event. So the page itself, you can redeem the special offers. You can contact the on-site staff directly by using the links up here at the top where you see the phone and an email. You can do emails. The really cool thing about this page is it took us about 111 iterations to get all of this right, to where when we did our attendee test, they said, this is really what we want. And this is really, it works for them. But the idea that all the attendees get this one page, get this brochure, it has all of the special offers and everything in it. So it's a lot easier to show you than it is to tell you it.
Oh boy, I
So
like show and tell.
yeah, so if you use this QR code, it'll take you to a page that I've set up, and you just click on an image and it'll download a brochure to your phone and you can actually play with it. So I'll give you guys a couple of seconds to do that. And then I'm going to actually walk through the actual brochure. All right, so
Okay.
let's do this.
I've got
All
it
right,
pulled up.
all right, so here we go. All right, so the first page, of course, on there is the disclaimer. That's just the basic disclaimer page that I use for the demo. The second page you'll see here is really your page or the events page. They can customize this page to the image that they want. This one was for a business expo that I actually was doing in Cleveland at the time, meeting with Marketplace Events, and they wanted a really, really high profile business expo look. The real key to this whole thing is this page right here. This is the smartphone action page. This is the page that took
You're
us
still showing your QR code, just
Oh,
FYI.
sorry. All right, all right, all
Oh,
right,
sorry, I was looking at my phone. I wasn't even paying attention to what you were sharing.
all right. So let's see. Let's see if we can get back. It says stop sharing. Okay, so now let me go back here. Let's get this. Booyah. Okay, so everybody should be able to see it now,
Yes.
right? All right. So, all right. So this page right here is this shows the attendees will get this page. It basically shows them how to use the brochure. If we've done our work right, I should not have to do anything else, give you any instructions. You guys should be scrolling through the pages right now, and that's fine. I just want to point out a couple things, but I really want you to use it and to click the links on your phone and see how they work. When we designed this page, I did the research. attendees were really upset that they could not get to the on-site staff fast enough. That was one thing. And then they wanted a link to the website as well. Exhibitors really wanted to put their message to the attendees up there. This is really their value statement or the value proposition, but they also wanted a space to put the special offer or the promo. Every single page defaults to customers and pricing. And that's because that's what attendees told us they wanted. They want to be able to find out who your customers are and what your pricing is. On this particular page, I want to point out one cool thing. I was meeting with an exhibitor and he said, man, I really just want people to call my phone. So I said, why don't we create something called a click to call discount, where you get money off if you call the number? And he really kind of liked that.
Wow.
As I scroll through here, you'll see there's lots of ways you can use this. You can use the barcodes you can use a QR code or a barcode. You can have pictures. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe how many exhibitors and businesses told me they were so tired of having special offers in apps and on websites, and they couldn't get their picture up there. So we purposely built this so that you can get a picture in there. And you can just I'm just kind of scrolling through right now. These two buttons here default to customers and pricing, but because it's customized to the exhibitor, they can put whatever they want in there. Right? These are what the attendees call important links. What's really cool is this brochure is a revenue driver for events. I am a former chief revenue officer. I've been a chief revenue officer for New York Times, USA Today, for a lot of different media companies. And we always were trying to get, when we did an event in Orlando, we wanted Visit Orlando to be a part of it, but they were like, how are you going to get us on attendee smartphones? This way you can put a full page, what we call a full screen ad from the local market right on the attendees' phones. And these are just some more of the demos that I've made up just to show you. Things like this, like SimpliSafe, what I've been recommending to events, or recommending to the one event I'm working on right now, is if you've got 20 or 30 events, sign SimpliSafe up for all of them so you get a page in all of them, and you set the retail price for it based on the value of your audience. The wholesale price per page never changes. You set the price for what you want for your exhibitors based on the value of your audience. So if you're doing something like the American Planning Association, you know that these are high-level CEOs that'll be attending. So you want to price this for the exhibitors to match that audience. These are just some of the features you can do. You can do chat in here. What I really want to show is one thing. This one guy was really bugging me about it, and I said, all right, I'm gonna do it. He wanted to capture email right away, like put your email address in here, and this is actually a link that clicks through to his email system, and somebody can actually just log on and send an email. Here's the click to call discount I talked about before. The other thing is each event would get a social page where you can speak to the attendee and say, hey, are you having a good time? Click here and post to our page. That builds up a lot of attendee engagement with the event, and they don't have to go on the website and download it and make sure they save the URL and all that. You just click an image, which is what attendees want. They want one click to do everything. You can also use promo codes. And as you guys scroll through, you'll see kind of how it works. And pretty much that's it.
That is so fun. Okay, so the use case here is I'm running an expo. I have a whole bunch of exhibitors, and I want to make sure that the exhibitors have the opportunity to get in the hands of all of my participants. So for an extra MPO, extra fee, they can have a page in this. And then I'm going to be doing the promotion of QR codes wherever I need to go check out our exhibitors' special offers and make sure you engage. And so that's an incredible sponsorship add-on. I love this so much. And I've never seen this interactive brochure like this before. I just went through, I was clicking them, and it takes you to the website, or it takes you to call somebody.
And you hit the button, and you hit the back button on your phone, and it takes you right back to the brochure. Very simple, easy. The other thing is there's hardly any memory. Because there's no code in it. I built this without code or cookies. So it's really, really small memory space, and you can download it on your phone. I actually did test downloading with no Wi-Fi. So you know how you get to an event, you got to find a Wi-Fi and all.
Yeah, just like that. There goes Wi-Fi. Perfect when we're talking about Wi-Fi. Come on back, David. Come back to us. This is the moment where we go into Zoom seance mode. Are you with us, David? Is David here? Oh. All right, well, I'm going to pause him, and when he comes back, I have more questions for him. So, David, when you come back, meanwhile, Penn, are you ready to take over?
Here we go. Let's do it.
Don't worry, guys. We'll get David back. But Penn, okay, so this is going to be interesting and exciting because I don't know that we've ever had a custom build, I can do anything kind of conversation on 7-minute demos.
Yeah. It would help if I could actually share my screen right. All right, custom build. Let's just start there. That's what we do. We make interactive experiences using digital creative technologies inside of physical environments. So what does that actually look like? We see it come to life in four main ways. The first one is integrated hardware. Think you've got buttons that you're pressing, like physical buttons that you're pressing, and it's changing something on the screen. You rotate a dial and it actually has action that happens on a screen. Or maybe you're actually moving levers or picking something up and setting it somewhere, and it's creating some type of action that's educational or gamified. But the whole point is that you have something that you're physically touching with tactile touch that's creating digital interactivity. Then you've got the spatial environment, and I'll give you some references for all of these. The spatial environment where we're saying, all right, we're using a camera to understand a room or a physical space and then inject digital assets inside of it. And your classic informational kiosks, but plussed up. It's not just a website that we have on a kiosk. These are highly designed white glove experiences that are storytelling opportunities in and of themselves. And then gamification that can be its own mechanism or applied across all these different verticals. The first one, our integrated hardware, I'm going to just reference it here and I can show you all later, or you can go to our website and check it out. In the Franklin Institute in Philadelphia, we did 16 interactive installations for their build out of the Body Odyssey as well as the Hamilton Collection exhibit. These are literal buttons, or I'm flipping a Rolodex. And as I go through this Rolodex, it's actually giving me digital content that is a deeper dive of whatever you're seeing on the actual Rolodex card. That dial that I talked about, you turn a dial, it's the only thing you can interact with in the experience, but it shows you a meter that has a sound effect with it to see, all right, how old is your hearing? Older people can't hear really, really high frequencies. Younger people can. So you can see how old your hearing is based off this interactive experience. Then we've got this experience in here. This was at CES last year. This is for ResMed. We created a fully branded experience that starts with a badge scan, logs that into the CRM, and then you go through a persona quiz to find out what's your sleep persona. This is all actually backed in science, but reimagined in a very whimsical, highly design-first experience that you get to learn about your sleep persona to determine, do I have risk of a sleep disease? Then you scan a QR code, you go to a landing page, learn about your sleep persona, and then you actually get to play games and participate in a global leaderboard that is a web campaign after that. Into our spatial, I'm going to burn through this, you guys. Everybody is familiar with VR. VR isn't always the right answer, but you know what? Sometimes it's the perfect answer because people understand how to play games and they also want to pair education with games. So for GSK, we created Beat Saber using their brand assets, but you have to answer questions about the drug that you learn from the representatives and then get on a leaderboard and challenge your friends. We'll take it outside of the exhibit floor and do a pop-up down in Santa Monica where you get to do a video experience with Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm going to jump ahead so you can see what it looks like. You run in place, it does a 3, 2, 1 countdown, and then you jump. You jump 5 times because there's 5 different worlds in this show. The whole thing gets recorded. We chunk it down, slap it together into a 20-second video that gets emailed to you as soon as you're done with the experience. This was packed out. It's a 1.5-minute experience. We had a full line the entire day. The only possible amount of people we could have added were 3 people just based off the amount of time. Then the power of augmented reality is what can you show that doesn't exist that should exist inside a physical space. So this experience that we built with World of Tanks in the Bovington Tank Museum, this shows what's called a Sturmtiger tank, which there's maybe 1 or 2 left in the world inside of their tank museum. Driving into the museum, it shows how these ballistic missiles are fired. It does a cross section. You get to experience something that only people in World War II actually got to see and understand. And then I'm going to jump over to our kiosks. Oh no, I'm going to show this one because web technologies are fantastic. And augmented reality is just an extension of web technologies. This is actually an interactive website, fully 3D. We can build worlds for our customers, showcasing their products, services, etc. On to gamification. Oh, I need a video. Here we go. For Opzelura, this is a drug that helps with skin disease. We built a whole private eye experience that is a choose your own adventure type experience with mini games inside to where you're actually applying what you're learning about the drug and the condition in these mini games and actually testing your knowledge as you go along. This is like a 10-minute experience. Again, we have lines for this. Then informational kiosks. These are some of my favorites because they're so visually interesting. They're dynamic. This experience is a full 3D world with 9 different buildings that all represent verticals for products and services that Comcast Business offers. So you click the building that represents the vertical you want to learn about. Then there are rooms inside the building that you go into that contextualize those products and services. So for the stadium, there's a TV that you can click on, there's a router that you can click on, or maybe you want to go to a data center and see, all right, in a server room, what can I talk about or what can I learn about here? Then we did an experience for Riot Games that is much more stripped back in terms of kiosk, but so visually interesting and dynamic that people wanted to engage with it. This had people, individuals walking up and interacting with the screen, as well as groups walking up, as well as representatives talking to groups and using it as a demonstration tool. How am I doing?
Doing great.
There we go. Another storytelling example, utilizing visual assets that are animated to tell stories and bring the experience to life. As a representative can actually speak to those stories and contextualize it to whoever they're speaking with. Make it actually feel like, oh yeah, I work in the hospital. I need to understand more about connected ambulances.
Okay, so talk to me about the hardware partnerships. Do you guys source and put all this stuff together, or do you just do the software piece and then partner with AV vendors?
Fantastic question. It totally depends on our customers. We can provide hardware, or oftentimes they're already engaged with someone who's providing the hardware. So all we do, we can rent you a machine, or we can just send you the software package that runs, whether it's local or connected.
Okay. And then custom, totally custom. So like this one time I did a giant inflatable dome in the parking lot of Mandalay Bay. And our grand idea was that we would have a game like Hungry Hungry Hippos in the middle of the floor. Then the game had to be custom created because you were capturing data, and then it got projection mapped on the inside of the dome. You'd be the kind of person I could go to solve that problem for me?
That's me. Or that's my company. Yes. But we do have some off-the-shelf things because we recognize that custom isn't the right solution for everybody. So we've got a bunch of games that you can reskin, or the persona quizzes. Those are all reskinnable experiences, or like head tilt games to where you can A or B, those kinds of things.
And if I just make up anything on the spot and say, I actually want a 20 by 20 space with all old style arcade games. So it's going to be like Pac-Man and Donkey Kong, but I want those games to actually be my characters and my things, so that Donkey Kong is actually defending cyber attacks and Pac-Man is doing something else. You can just custom create all that.
Oh my gosh. That's your dream client, Liz. Yes. We can create all of that and then some. And then we can also say, well, what's your budget? And then we can help you figure out.
Then I have to hang up the phone. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is so great. Have you done anything with like the new Meta glasses and the Ray-Ban glasses and all that? I saw more of an Oculus headset.
We've done stuff with mixed reality headsets, yeah. So nothing with the new Meta headsets, but it's all the same technologies.
Okay, so here's my ultimate dream. So I want everybody to be given the glasses when they check into the events, obviously a luxury event, and obviously Ray-Ban or Meta or somebody sponsoring it, so I have money to do this. So everybody gets the glasses when you check in, and you have filled out your profile with your LinkedIn information. And so as you walk around, it does facial recognition to recognize the people and bring up the 3 most relevant connections you have on LinkedIn together so that you can spark a conversation without having to use a web-based AI tool, because it's just like SimCity where it's like hovering over people and you can engage. Can you do that?
That actually is not a realistic application yet. Close. We're close, but that's a really, really hard problem. I've actually worked on research projects to try to actually create that solution. Originally, it was with the phone. Once you solve it on the phone, then you can translate it into a headset. But it's a really, really hard problem to solve at this
Well,
point.
imagine what it could do for the politicians when you can see how much donations that each person has given and who's worth talking to if you're a politician. Like, I'm just saying, you could be a billionaire too.
Right?
This is awesome. Okay, let's see. I think we've answered all my questions. So this was amazing, Penn. Thank you for that showcase.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to go back to David. Did you come back to us?
Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Where are you? I'm trying to find you so I can spotlight you. Oh, there you are.
I should be
I
up
see you.
on the
Okay.
screen.
Okay,
Yeah,
so we have 2 minutes left on yours. So, but my one big question for you was each page and the graphic design on the page. So you are using what looked kind of like a template, and I'm assuming that's so things go different areas. Can you, do you have like constraints within that template that can be designed, or is it must look like that?
Well, based on the behavior and what attendees have told us, that's the template in one. That's where they like the buttons. That's where they like pretty much all of that's why the booth location is in the lower left-hand corner. It's because certain events have a booth, have interactive map. And if you touch that booth location, I can tie that booth location to the interactive map. But all that is basically designed by the attendees. Now, the content that goes in there is all customizable. Everything, the value proposition, what goes in the space for all that's all customized.
Fantastic. Okay, and then the first splash page that you said you could put whatever you want on there. So who does the graphics? Do I turn over to you, Print Ready Graphics, or do you have graphic designers?
Either way, it's up to you. I generally, with everybody that I've spoken to so far, is kind of they all have a vision and they have an image. So I'll have somebody send you what we want on there.
Yeah.
So I was doing a mock-up for a pet expo, and I just put a puppy on there and put Pet Expo on there, and they loved it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, David.
I appreciate the time. Thank you so much for everything. And thank you all for allowing me to present to the club. Love this.
Absolutely. Okay, so I will take the spotlights off. Janice, I see you have a question. Let's go to you. What's your first question?
I just want to know where Penn went to school.
What school? Like
I want to know what you took in school when you weren't playing video games when you were younger.
So I actually got a BS in economics. I was originally going to be a doctor, then I was like, well, that's just way too much school for me. School and I, a little like oil and water. You know, I should do something where I can just get out and then just start working, because I was a entrepreneur at the time. And economics seemed like the right choice.
That's amazing.
Were your parents unhappy?
No, not at all. No, my parents are
just
musicians.
kidding.
So the fact that I'm not a musician, they're just so proud.
I love what you're doing. It's fascinating.
Oh.
Thank you so much.
Any other questions for our 4 contestants on 7-minute demos? Okay, well, I'm going to gather up all the contact information. I will drop it in both Slack and Circle. David's the only one that's not in there quite yet, but we're going to get him in here because we all like him, and he's going to come join Club Ichi now. And we'll make sure that you have his email address so you can contact him as well. Thank you all so much for being here with us today. This was so fun. I love it. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you all next time on 7-minute demos. Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.